Well, it's time now for our fourth laureate. And ladies and gentlemen, our fourth laureate tonight is Hugh Perrett.
Wellington-born Hugh Perrett has the grocery business in his blood. His father, Harry, was general manager of Foodstuffs Wellington from 1937 to 1953. But Hugh started his professional life in a public accountancy in 1957. In 1964, Perrett joined Lever Brothers New Zealand, where he rose to National Sales Controller for Lever's and its sister company, Bird's Eye Foods NZ. In 1977, he was appointed General Manager of Foodstuffs Auckland, and in 1979 was promoted to Managing Director. He became Managing Director of Foodstuffs New Zealand in 1985. Perrett led the grocery cooperative group through a period of spectacular growth, during which time it successfully repelled spirited competition, in particular from Progressive Enterprises and Woolworths. Foodstuffs' national turnover grew during this time from $1.1 billion to $4.8 billion, while its national share of supermarket business rose from 12% to 55%, and the national share of wholesale grocery business to more than 60%. It is today New Zealand's second largest business. Perrett led a strong team, particularly in property acquisition, store design and consumer marketing, and achieved his results by a mixture of hands-on management and strategic planning. In 1979, he developed a corporate statement of purpose and philosophies for Foodstuffs Auckland. Following a US visit in 1983, Perrett and Richard Riley developed the Pack and Save concept and introduced Pack and Save to New Zealand in 1985. Perrett was also responsible for the development of Gilmore's into New Zealand's leading cash and carry wholesaling operation. Another success was the development of Foodstuffs' private label ranges such as Pam's, Budget and Fresh Express, which grew to contribute more than $400 million to retail group turnover. Perrett played a key role in the introduction of beer and wine to supermarkets in the face of initial opposition from the breweries. He also worked closely with Shell New Zealand Chief Executive Charles Harrison to introduce the Flybuys loyalty scheme. In the mid-1980s, Perrett revised Foodstuffs' constitutional documents to protect the group against predatory attack. Perrett was a non-executive director of the New Zealand Dairy Foods from 2001 to 2005 and is a non-executive director of Goodman Fielder. His pro bono work includes non-executive directorships with Business Mentors NZ, the Christian Healthcare Trust and AUT Enterprises. He was also an invited lecturer at the University of Auckland's Ice House.
Hugh, that is a pretty extraordinary CV thus far. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Hugh Perrett, and accompanying him from my old school too, Shay. It's lovely to have you here from Wellington College, Shay Fraser. Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Perrett.
Well, I went to a great deal of trouble to prepare this speech, which I was told should only take 3 minutes, and most of it's already been said. But however, I can't let that put me off. I spent so long doing it, I'm going to go through it. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, my particular supporters, the Foodstuffs companies and Heinz Watty, and ladies and gentlemen. Need I say that I feel very honoured to have been accorded this recognition, although at the same time I must say that I do find it somewhat flattering. I guess at the end of the day, the main legacy that we left behind, and when I say left behind, it's going stronger than ever, really was Pack and Save. And the Pack and Save concept, as you've already heard, was originated by me and my good friend Richard Riley, who I'm delighted to say is here tonight, following a research trip to the USA that we made in 1983. We were away for 6 weeks and we covered a lot of ground. No one, of course, achieves these successes on their own, and there were a considerable number of colleagues throughout the Foodstuffs companies who made major contributions to the development and success of Pack and Save, together with the owner-operators of the stores whose own special skill sets are fundamental to the success of Pack and Save. On the home front, I'm very grateful to Pat, my wife, who provided me with tremendous support in every possible way throughout my career and played a major part in any success I might have had. Pack and Save was successful right from the outset. I'm sure you're not clapping me. The first store opened in Kaitaia in 1985, and groups of people collectively hired buses and travelled 30 kilometres and more regularly to use that store. The existing stores in Kaitaia, No Frills and Woolworths, both closed within 12 months. No Frills, in fact, within 1 month. The second Pack and Save opened in Auckland at Henderson in 1985 also, and at that time Woolworths' largest turnover store in New Zealand was located at Henderson Square. It closed within 18 months, and the Food Town and Three Guys stores in the catchment area of the Pack and Save suffered major turnover hits from which they never recovered fully. The Pack and Save rollout started from that point and has been ongoing, as most of you will know. And today, the largest Pack and Save stores, each on their own in their own right, account for more than 1.5% of New Zealand's total supermarket business. I believe that that would be quite unique in world terms. In 1988, Woolworths introduced Big Fresh, specifically targeting Pack and Save, with the declared threat by Graham Evans that the jury is still out on Pack and Save. Today, Big Fresh no longer exists. Three Guys, which together with Food Town dominated the Auckland market in the 1970s and early 80s, became an anachronism, superseded by Pack and Save and disappeared from the marketplace. Those in the industry will remember that Albert Goubet brought Three Guys to New Zealand in the early 1970s, and that they really pioneered the limited assortment, deep discount sector of the market in New Zealand and central distribution. However, really with the advent of computerisation and things like that, quite apart from the strategic positioning of stores like Pack and Save, things did change, and as I say, Three Guys disappeared from the marketplace. Pack and Save's success enabled the very successful redevelopment and expansion of New World, Pack and Save's sister group. The strategic positioning of the two groups is largely complementary, and New World has now become the leading player nationally in the conventional supermarket and superstore sector of the market. I'd have to say that they were heady days, and all of us at Foodstuffs really enjoyed the ride. I think it was quoted earlier from information that I was given anyway, that before, in the late 70s, we had about 12% of the supermarket business or something like that in New Zealand, and once all this had happened, it had got up to 55%. Our vision was to move from back market in the industry, the supermarket business, to dominant player in the industry, and as a group of companies and a team of people, we achieved it. Today, the Foodstuffs organisation is New Zealand's second largest commercial enterprise, and if you look at volume in terms of units of goods sold, controls over 60% of New Zealand's supermarket business.
It was a fantastic speech, Hugh Perrett. Congratulations, beautiful speech. I've got very warm regards from Woolworths, Henderson, No Frills, Kaitaia and Big Fresh everywhere. Don't mess with Hugh is the, is the motto of that story.